Coming up on OnTV Update, we take a look at what an art institution coordinator is doing to help promote community and equality in Syracuse.
But first, we'll find out what campus safety is doing to protect students and how they affect the campus community.
Now, from the EMC studio at Onondaga Community College, this is OnTV Update.
Good morning and welcome to OnTV Update. Today is Friday, May 3rd. I'm Nina Verdi.
And I'm Brendan McCasland. On Tuesday evening at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte, a man opened fire on the last day of classes, killing 2 people and leaving 4 others wounded. According to CNN, 3 of those injured are in critical condition.
Authorities have arrested the 22-year-old shooter Tristan Terrell, who's facing multiple charges including 2 accounts of murder. Charlotte Police Chief Kerr Putney said that Terrell's motives have not yet been identified.
In light of these events, OnTV Update's Matthew Georgiadis spoke to our campus safety officers to get a sense of what their mission is.
Campus safety and security works around the clock to keep the OCC community safe. Campus Peace Officer Richard Young tells us what it's like to be an officer on campus.
Just being in this career, it's kind of like a big roller coaster, you know? You're going to see your lows, you're going to see your highs, but we're here ultimately for the, safety and security of the campus.
Campus safety has plans for many different situations and has instructions posted in every building for people on campus in case of an emergency. Campus safety guard Alan Burton explains one of the most important things anyone can do in an emergency.
Call, okay? Let someone else know what's going on, make someone else aware. That's the first thing you want to do. You don't want to see something that looks out of place or may not be right. You never want to confront someone. Go somewhere and call 911, or you can call the OCC dispatcher, either or, and just let someone know what's going on.
There are multiple ways to call campus safety. You can call Campus Safety's emergency line 498-2311 or just dial 911. Campus Safety also has around 40 wireless call boxes across campus. It's called the Blue Light Call 24 system. You can use this 24 hours a day to either press the red button to contact Campus Safety's emergency line, or you can press the white button if you just need some information or help with something that may not be an emergency.
We're very approachable. Just come up, say hi. Even if you don't have a problem, we wear many hats at campus safety. One day I could be a counselor, speaking with somebody. We want people to look past the badge, We want to humanize everything. So we're just normal people like you guys. We just in a uniform when you do see us here.
Onondaga Community College, Matthew Georgiadis, OnTV Update.
Campus Safety also gives out these pocket-sized pamphlets that can tell you what to do in a variety of emergency situations. You can get one at the Campus Safety building right when you walk in. And once again, in case of an emergency, call 315-498-2311 or simply dial 911. If you're looking for information or assistance with a non-emergency, you can call 315-498-2478. And in world news today, according to CNN, Venezuelan President of Assembly Juan Guaido has coordinated a series of protests against the nation's socialist president Nicolas Maduro. These protests have arisen out of the nation's humanitarian crisis, with citizens being killed in the streets and people starving across the nation. Maduro's military forces are attempting to stop the uprising as the people are beginning to fight back. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo stated in an interview with Fox Business that the United States is considering military action to support Guaido and the people of Venezuela.
And now back to our local news. According to Syracuse.com, census data from 2010 reveals that our metropolitan area is the 9th most segregated city in the country. Meanwhile, data from 24/7 Wall Street found that Syracuse was 8th. It was the 8th worst city in the country for African Americans in terms of opportunity and development. Chayla Surratt hopes to challenge the inequality and bring a more diverse tomorrow through promoting art in Syracuse.
Growing up, there were a lot of spaces in which my mother took me into. She's a classically trained opera singer. She's very much involved in the arts. And the realities is that there weren't a lot of brown bodies in those spaces. So I understood or was taught very early on that it was important to have nuanced conversations. And the way to do that, an essential way to do that, was have diversity.
The shows and the work that she brings to Syracuse that I don't think would otherwise be here. She really kind of has her finger on the pulse of what's going on in a larger scale, nationally, internationally, and she brings these issues and these artists and these works here and creates space for people to discuss them and see them, which I think is super important.
This work is by Robert Benjamin, and so he is a former artist in residence. So this is his body of work from his life. So essentially he talked about he never really wanted to be a photographer. He just wanted to capture the loved ones in his life. So essentially he took photographs for a period of time, and then he started to write poetry, and then he merged the two. So yeah, I think when we talk about emerging and underrepresented artists, oftentimes people think of marginalized communities, but also a lot of times we also have people who are older, who are coming back into the profession because there's a period of time where being an artist or being a photographer was not something that was supported or seen as a real career.
Chayla is working to promote the Urban Cinematheque, which is currently showing a piece by the New Red World Order until May 25th. It's a collection of Indigenous artists from Canada. In their work, they look at Indigenous community narratives, the appropriation of their culture, and what it means to their community when it happens, and what it means when we consume images of appropriation.
We told you how to register for Fall 2019 and Spring 2020, but are your financial aid materials in order for next semester? Excelsior Scholarship recipients in particular must submit their free application for federal student aid or FAFSA along with their New York State student aid payment application by August 15th. The OCC Financial Aid Office says you should submit these documents sooner rather than later so you don't risk losing your aid. If you need help completing these forms or have any questions about the process, you can visit the Office of Financial Aid in the Gordon Student Center, or you can call them at 315-498-2000. As graduation approaches, many students at OCC prepare to move on to what's next, while some are planning to go straight into the workforce. Many students plan to transfer. Lemoyne College Director of Transfer Admissions gives some advice on what that can help students prepare for the next transition.
Connect with the resources that are available at those schools. Make sure you visit. They can be phenomenal resources for you to help plan your curriculum along the way so that everything you're taking here at Onondaga aligns as best as possible with your intended program at the four-year school.
To get help with transferring, you can email the coordinator of transfer services here at OCC, Mike Ramos, at ramosm@sunyocc.edu, or visit the advising office in Gordon Student Center.
Coming up, we'll take a look at an on and off road rally called the Gambler 500.
But next, we'll see how the biology department is taking advantage of the spring weather in Ferrante Hall. We'll be right back. You're watching OnTV Update.
My favorite class to teach is probably the writing scripts. I enjoy working with students on creative writing, and though I enjoy all the classes that I teach, to be honest, there's an energy that creative endeavors like writing scripts allows you to have. That energy just kind of bubbles through the whole term, and so it makes it a lot of fun.
Kappa is the honor society for two-year colleges. Well, I was first appointed by the president to be the Phi Theta Kappa advisor, and I think that I've stuck with it so long because I see that it really does make a difference in students' lives. My role as a Phi Theta Kappa advisor gives me a unique opportunity to form close relationships with students and really see them grow. Come to OCC with an open mind, come here, work hard, and make it happen.
My Living on campus is a lot more convenient than living at home because everything I do is on campus, so I can just easily go to places I need, whether it be advising, whether it be getting tutored. Everything's just like within just slight reach. You get a lot of help here. All of the professors I've ever had have been really, really great, really involved, and guide you in the right direction on what you want to do. And it also just lets me get into the whole community aspect of college. That's really important.
Passion for cooking, then sharpen your culinary talents with a degree in hospitality management from Onondaga Community College. You'll take courses in our new state-of-the-art kitchen that prepare you to be creative and enhance your culinary skills while learning how to take charge of a professional kitchen. Apply now at sunyocc.edu to start your career in hospitality.
I knew I wanted to go to a community college just because it saves money. It's not like a high school classroom. Favorite part of my classes would be the hands-on experiences. You can go into a lab and watch it happen. It's not just ink blots on a page. It's in motion. The faculty is great. They really care about the students. The majority of my professors, they're very patient, fairly understanding. I would highly recommend OCC. I would say go for it.
Welcome back to OnTV Update. I'm Nina Verdi.
And I'm Brendan McCasland. May has begun, winter is gone, and spring is in full swing.
Let's go to Catherine Samara on weather to see what we can expect this week.
Well, the skies have been very gray lately, and it looks like that's going to continue for today. According to weather.com, today we have a high of 68 and a low of 47 with a chance of thunderstorms. If you have plans to go out tonight, you might want to bring an umbrella as we'll see some scattered storms tonight as well. This weekend, you can expect high temperatures in the 60s and lows in the upper 40s. On Sunday, we're going to see the sun, and it's going to be sticking around for Monday, where we'll have a high of 70 and a low of 48. Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to transition back to rain showers and temperatures ranging from the upper 40s to the mid-60s. The spring season brings some very enjoyable changes in the weather, but this week, I learned how those changes are benefiting the biology students in Ferrante Hall. With the change of season and the flowers outside starting to bloom, it's easy to notice how spring is affecting our environment. But the weather can impact much more than the nature we see outdoors, and the greenhouse in Ferrante makes good use of it. Biology student Alexander Chavez says the greenhouse has benefited his learning.
The greenhouse is good for growing plants that normally wouldn't grow around here because it changes the conditions that are happening. We can grow tropical plants here, even though this is a colder climate.
The greenhouse is located on the 3rd floor of Ferrante, but it's not open to everyone. Assistant Professor of Biology Justin Feeney says the greenhouse is mainly for students within the major.
I'm open to anyone who wants to come and talk about doing something in that greenhouse. It would be under my supervision, you know, it's not kind of like just open to everyone. But I'd be happy to talk to anyone, but those who are biology majors, I think, are the best fit.
The greenhouse in Ferrante is temperature regulated, but they have to open and close the windows to help keep it that way. The students are currently working on projects that involve growing microgreens that are then donated to the Hospitality Management Department. For more information about the greenhouse, you can call Professor Justin Feeney at 315-498-2408.
Thanks, Kat. The semester's almost over, and it's possible that the college may owe you money instead of the other way around. If a scholarship or loan covered the costs of the semesters plus a little extra, you probably have a negative outstanding balance, which means you could get a refund check from the college. You can check your balance on WebAdvisor, but as far as receiving the check is concerned, you can get it even sooner by signing up for direct deposit. If you log into WebAdvisor under the financial information column, there's a link to a page that allows you to input your bank's information, like the routing number and the number of the account you want the check to be deposited into in the next payment cycle. Coming up, we'll take a look at how OCC is helping to turn students' lives around.
But first, OCC's softball team has seen a lot of success this season. Coming up, we'll introduce you to the coach and why he loves the game. Don't go away, you're watching OnTV Update.
Because we're a two-year school, you're going to play right away. As a freshman, you're going to get pretty good parts, and as a sophomore, you're going to have all the best stuff. We have a lot of non-majors involved, and they can play in ensembles, they can take lessons, they can take music classes. They really could do all the music major things. There are no barriers to that. We have great equipment, we have great facilities. It's a lot of fun to be here. There's a lot of energy, and we do a lot of performing, which makes everybody kind of energetic and working towards those goals together, and it makes it a lot of fun.
I really enjoy the potential to work closely with students. Oftentimes we're fortunate enough to have small classes. Typically we do a lot of class discussions, we do a lot of exercises that deal with student writing. I try to get the students to interact with each other. I think there's a pretty good balance between students working on their writing and sharing thoughts about writing. Yeah, I think OCC is a strong consideration for any student.
We offer a variety of experiences, and the idea is that you're still learning to play your instrument, but you're learning to express it in different formats. We have a lot of opportunities for students to play and learn about different ways to use their instrument to make music. We have a variety of concerts and events. We bring in alumni, but also our students perform, and they get to have those experiences. And it really is a chance to shine quickly.
What I like about the dorms is how social it is and the community that's built around it and how we all come together to share thoughts and ideas.
Even when you think you're alone, you're not really alone because you're always going to live with somebody and they're always going to want to speak to you. And there's always a person waiting to make a new friend.
I met my friends through some common hobbies we all share, like playing video games. So I met a lot of cool people that way, and I enjoy the company of my friends.
A smallish community, small campus. It's nice to be able to walk everywhere. The college has tons of opportunities for help and assistance in your classes. It's great. My OAR advisor, Office of Accessibility Resources, the people there are always there to help you. They always ask, how my day was so far and all that. They're really nice and helpful there. If you talk to them, they will do something for you if they can.
Welcome back to Ontv Update. I'm Dallas Thomas. The OCC softball team already has 5 more wins than they did around this time of the year last season. I went out to speak with Coach Robert Bates to see what it takes to maintain a winning culture. Head softball coach Robert Bates explains to us just how he got into the game of softball.
Well, I played the game quite a bit. And my daughter, I had a daughter instead of a son, and got involved with, she traveled around and followed me around and taught her how to play the game, and she got pretty good, so I enjoyed coaching.
Although the Lasers were coming off a win, Robert Bates says the weather always has a significant impact.
Well, the weather can impact you mentally, which, physically it can impact you also, but mentally it really can wear on you. If you're not mentally strong, and when you get in cold weather like this, kids tend to shut down. Even Major League ball players tend to shut down in cold weather.
Sometimes spring sports can get delayed by winter weather. If that's the case, you can go out and buy a tent just like this to stay dry within the meantime. Robert Bates tells us what he enjoys the most during his time coaching softball.
Seeing the progress in the kids that you're working with.
Coach Bates is looking forward to what his team can accomplish by the end of the year.
I will say that this particular bunch of girls that I've coached this year, a lot of them are freshmen, a couple of sophomores. They're a lot of fun to be around. They work hard. We go out, we compete every pitch, and it's going to be fun to see how it ends up in the end of the season.
The Lasers have a game at home this Sunday versus Fulton Montgomery Community College at noon and 2 p.m. The NBA playoffs have started off with a bit of controversy. Rockets point guard Chris Paul was fined $35,000 for making contact with an official after he believed him and guard Eric Gordon were fouled during the final seconds of the game against the Warriors. James Harden said after the game he just wants a fair chance after a rule was set in place this year to give shooters space to land after attempting a jump shot. So guys, I'm really looking forward to the softball game this weekend.
It's supposed to be a nice day out. It'll be a nice time to sit and watch the game.
Well, I can assure you it'll be better than the game that I went to last week. I was stuck under a tent while it was pouring down rain.
Well, you know, they've had a really good weaning season so far, so I think with some sunshine, they'll do even better. Thanks for joining us, Dallas.
Thank you.
When we come back, we'll take a look at how a student climbed the ladder of academic success.
But first, we introduce you to a few people that are prepping $500 cars for a 2-day rally across the Adirondacks. Stick around, you're watching Ontv Update.
Kappa is the honor society for two-year colleges. Well, I was first appointed by the president to be the Phi Theta Kappa advisor, and I think that I've stuck with it so long because I see that it really does make a difference in students' lives. My role as a Phi Theta Kappa advisor gives me a unique opportunity to form close relationships with students and really see them grow. Come to OCC with an open mind, come here, work hard, and make it happen.
Living on campus is a lot more convenient than living at home because everything I do is on campus, so I can just easily go to places I need, whether it be advising, whether it be getting tutored. Everything's just like within just slight reach. You get a lot of help here. All of the professors I've ever had have been really, really great, really involved, and guide you in the right direction on what you want to do. And it also just lets me get into the whole community aspect of college. That's really important.
Everybody like on the edge of their seats yelling. People want to see you do good. People actually coming out to watch me play. So it definitely give me an incentive to play hard, get some buckets. I guess it's one of the top JUCOs in the country. This is a good program to get your name out there. I like to go by like the sky is the limit. Like you could do anything you put your mind to. Like I didn't really know I was gonna break a record. I just kind of figured like if I was to put all in the work in, you could do anything that you put your mind to. If you're gonna work hard or something, just give it your all.
Because we're a two-year school, you're going to play right away. As a freshman, you're going to get pretty good parts, and as a sophomore, you're going to have all the best stuff. We have a lot of non-majors involved, and they can play in ensembles, they can take lessons, they can take music classes. They really could do all the music major things. There are no barriers to that. We have great equipment, we have great facilities. It's a lot of fun to be here. There's a lot of energy, and we do a lot of performing, which makes everybody kind of energetic and working towards those goals together, and it makes it a lot of fun.
I really enjoy the potential to work closely with students. Oftentimes we're fortunate enough to have small classes. Typically we do a lot of class discussions, we do a lot of exercises that deal with student writing. I try to get the students to interact with each other. I think there's a pretty good balance between students working on their writing and sharing thoughts about writing. Yeah, I think OCC is a strong consideration for any student.
This is Ontv Update.
Welcome back to Ontv Update. I'm Brendan McCasland.
And I'm Nina Verdi. The New York Gambler 500 is an annual 2-day on and off road rally that originated in Oregon in 2015 and was brought to New York in 2017.
The race is for car enthusiasts but has an interesting twist. I met with a few people that will be participating in this year to find out what it's all about. The Gambler 500 is an on- and off-road rally that sends teams of 2 taking a cheap car on a GPS-guided 500-mile journey over the course of 2 days. The GPS coordinates are kept a mystery to the teams, and they aren't given out till the rally starts each morning. In order to succeed in the event, sometimes a little work is needed on these vehicles.
For me, the number 1 and number 2 things are brakes and steering, and then beyond that, all the fun stuff. So light bars, you know, make sure that the car has 0 traction, bald tires, those kinds of things.
The rules of the Gambler 500 are simple. First of all, you have to purchase a car for no more than $500. Then, you have to make sure it's road legal. Any work beyond that can be as practical or impractical as it needs to be.
Fun is more important than rules, so if you find something cool like a school bus or an ice cream truck or an M1 Abrams tank, run it, even if it's more than $500. Once you get the vehicle, you can invest as much money as you want into the vehicle to make it as cool and wildly impractical as possible.
Dan Marafino has earned 2 custom-carved trophies, and 1 for the riskiest build of 2017.
I'm deciding whether I want to use this
or cut the roof off of another perfectly good motor vehicle. If it's impractical, that's the first thing that should be done.
This year, the Gambler 500 will be navigating its way through the Adirondacks starting May 18th. There are around 100 cars registered to be at this year's event. If you're interested in joining or attending, registration can be found at Gambler 500 New York on Facebook. Drive teams will be meeting at the Adirondack International Speedway the evening before the race.
Education isn't for all. Many people struggle to get good grades, but eventually find success. Ontv Updates' Greg Vogel meets with a young man who's achieved his academic goal.
College is an effective way to explore and find your path in life. It piques everyone's interests and finalizes your potential career. For some, people take college for granted and don't focus on the academic side and how important it is. For Billy Campbell, he realized he's been looking at college the wrong way.
Before college, I was not trying in school, and I did not care at all about my future or have any image of myself or anything I wanted to achieve down the road. And if it weren't for like OCC, like a place where I could, stumble like that and it'd be okay and have the resources to get my feet back underneath me, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. I'd probably be flipping burgers at a fast food joint.
With his first year at OCC squeaking in a 2.8, he quickly flipped his agenda around and sought to achieve a 4.0 average. At the end of the fall semester of 2018, Billy finished with a 3.88.
Billy spends a lot of time in the student government office to get his work done. He, along with other SGA members, are very helpful for people in need of help. Have a nice day.
He's been able to focus more on his academics, and he's definitely improved a lot. He's definitely an influencer, and he can get people connected and everything. I've seen him develop to really use that for good.
At Gordon Hall, I'm Greg Vogel, Ontv Update.
Billy will be transferring in the fall and is waiting to make the final college decision. Ontv Updates' Catherine Samara is back now to give us a look at the weekend weather.
We've seen a lot of rain and fog this week. Are we going to see any sunshine this weekend?
We will, but not until the end of the weekend. Today we'll be seeing scattered thunderstorms throughout the day with high temperatures in the 60s. Saturday will be cloudy with a high of 60 and a low of 46. On Sunday, we'll finally see some sun with a high of 60 and a low of 46.
Thanks, Kat. That's all the time we have for today. Be sure to tune in for our last newscast of the season next week at 11 and 2:30.
From all of us here at Ontv Update, thank you for watching and have a safe weekend.